Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, it is a great day in Orangeburg. On behalf of the city council, I want to thank you for being here as we honor and memorialize the life of an accomplishment of Buster Smith. Let's give him a hand, please. Buster Smith was the former city uh, director of Parks and Recreation, a trailblazer for the city of Orangeburg. When he passed away, he left behind nearly 30 years of dedication to the department that he loved. During his leadership, the department was named South Carolina Parks and Recreation Agency of the Year. Buster had a unique vision to build and develop departments, creating many of the programs that are still active today. Just a few of his accomplishments includes the spray park. He started and expanded the Christmas Children's Garden, initiated the disc golf course, and was integral in developing the North Road complex. On behalf of the City Council, and I want them to stand, please. On behalf of the City Council, I appreciate Buster Smith. We appreciate Buster Smith. He gave what he gave to the city for so many years. I hope that every time that you enter this facility, you will remember him for his dedication to the park and department, for his tireless work for the city of Orangeburg. Thank you, Buster, for being who you are. At this time, we're going to have remarks from Mr. Roger Brandt, Derwick Bowden, and John Singh.
Good afternoon. My name is Roger Brandt. I'm the director of the service department of the city. I consider this an honor today to say a few words about a great friend of mine. The very first time I met Buster Smith, of course, some people knew him as Marion, but if you say Marion Smith, nobody knew him. You say Buster Smith, everybody knew him. You can tell by that today. I mean, Buster had friends everywhere he went, all over the state. But Buster and I became the best of friends, and I couldn't ask for a better person to work with. Buster, he was a great guy. Buster was a family man, and he loved his family, he loved his job, he loved Orangeburg, and he loved people, and people loved him. To know him, you had to love him. I've never seen Buster get mad or anything. I don't think you could make him mad. But he did a lot for our city. And of course I hear some chuckling. Maybe his children know something about that. But Buster, anytime we had conversation, something would come up about his family. And I respect a man for that. And everybody in the city was like family to him. Buster, he brought a lot to this city. And I'm gonna tell you a little story, but I had another friend come to work with the city, Durwood Bowden. Durwood and Buster, they grew up together in Columbia, Casey, West Columbia.
Casey, he was West Columbia and I was Casey.
Okay, now I'm not going to tell a lot on them, but I got one little story I want to tell. But Durwood's first week here, he invited me to a football game at Swansea. He said, I want you to come to the game, and he said, we're going to enjoy the game. At halftime, we'll go down and have a hot dog. Well, we go and sit down. Well, who is calling the game but Buster? Well, being the Buster and Durwood picked at him the whole night, every call. Man, you can't keep up with those young guys running up and down that field. And man, you better get some glasses. You know that call's not right. But Buster being Buster, he took it in stride. I thought we would get thrown out, but we didn't. Had a good time. We lost the game, but anyway, that's the type of person Buster was. And we would have directors meetings every Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. You may walk in the room and you may be having a bad morning, something not just right. But when Buster and Durwood walked in, before you left that meeting, you left there smiling because they had you laughing. But that's enough on Durwood and Buster. But Buster, if you ever were going down the street, and you got in a line of traffic, 5 or 6 cars, and you wonder, well, what in the world's taking so slow? It would be Buster in the lead car. Buster would be driving 25 miles an hour. Window rolled down, his arm out the window. But a lot of things Buster got done in the city. In that riding through the city, he would see things that he would like to see improved, to improve the quality of life for our citizens. And a lot of things Buster got done for us. He had a knack about getting money and people to get things done. And a couple more comments. Buster's other love was Buster loved Eddystone Memorial Gardens. And he loved the Festival of Roses. And on that weekend, you would find Buster at the gardens all weekend with his staff. And they would be greeting people. And he loved that. And he got pleasure out of seeing the adults come down and see the roses. The children come down and have the kids' games and all. And he really enjoyed that. He was that kind of person. He was a loving person. And as you ride through the gardens at Christmas time, each year Buster tried to add something to the gardens to make it grow. And it started out small, and if you look at it now and see all we have down there, it's because of Buster Smith. And support from Mayor and Council and support from other folks. But as you go down at Christmas time, and as you drive through the gardens, and you see all those displays and all those beautiful lights, as you turn the curve and go around the fountain, the first thing you see a big display, and what does it say? It says, Children's Garden Christmas. And that was Buster's heart. Buster loved children. And Buster wanted to make Christmas bright for the children of our community and all around the state. We had people come from all over. And he got pleasure out of that, to seeing the children happy as well as adults. And I won't keep you any longer. I know it's hot, but I appreciate the opportunity today to say a few words about my great friend, Buster Smith. And I appreciate him, and I'll tell the family, we had a good dad and we had a good granddad. And I've lost a true friend, and I miss him. Buster, I miss you, buddy.
My name is Durwood Bowden. I was Public Works Director for 20 years in Orangeburg, and I worked with Buster a lot. I have a written speech. I am 76 years old. Some days it feels like I'm 96. I can get up in the living room and take 3 or 4 steps to the kitchen with a purpose on mind, like to get a glass of water and get in there and forget why I totally went in there. I don't have any idea why I went in there. So I'm going to read my speech to you, but Roger brought up a couple of things that I need to set straight. One, what Roger's talking about, Buster had gotten a little bit older and he didn't move around very well, but he was still refereeing football. And we did go to that Swansea Eddystone game. And there was a play that happened. Swansea was getting ready to go ahead. They were on their 40-yard line, had the ball, and Buster was behind them in the backfield, about the 35-yard line. 30. And the Swansea runner took off and was going all the way and got down to about the 10-yard line. And here's Buster standing back on the 40-yard line, throws a flag, and said there was an illegal block down there. From way back there. And those fans in Swansea really got upset. So the next Tuesday at the meeting, I said, Buster, those people were ready to hurt you. He said, that's why the police are there, to protect me. I said, Buster, did they go to your house with you? He said, no. Why? I said, because I gave about 10 of them your name and address. So I kind of got the best of him there. At BC, Buster was a year older than me, but he was 3 years ahead of me. Y'all figure that one out. I had some technical difficulties that put me back in the 9th grade when he was in the 12th. And those folks in the 9th grade kind of looked at me as like I was the original Fonz. So that's how we started out at BC. Now I'll go into what I had written. I can attest that Buster Smith made contributions to the city of Orangeburg and surrounding communities that are worthy of the recognition he has received. I met Buster in 1965 when we both attended Broken Casey High School, where Buster, his senior year, was a star quarterback, star basketball player, and a star baseball player. You all know he went on to be a star in baseball at Clemson. I pulled out the yearbook for 1965 the other day, and Buster had, I think, 9 pictures in there. That's a lot. So he accomplished a lot while he was in high school. And yes, Jackie, he was good. I came to work for the city of Orangeburg in 1996 and sat across from Buster at staff meetings for over 15 years. He was annoyingly complete with his weekly reports. But because of this, we knew his dreams for Orangeburg and his plans for funding the projects. One thing Buster would do occasionally is to come to the staff meeting and start using a multiple syllable word that you know he didn't learn at Clemson, where the max for words was 2 syllables. I would have to go look up the words to see what they really meant, but I did not know. He and Wendell Davis were constantly debating over who was the taller. And really it was about age shrinkage that was coming in on him. I got to occasionally assist him with some projects. One early project he got a little perturbed with my assistance. He secured funding for that wooden bridge that crosses the canal between the spray park and the art center. I was dispatched, I think, by John Yalsey, it was his fault, to inspect the forming of the foundation for the bridge supports. I told Buster the footing needed to be below the frost line so that they would have to lower the forms. He was not happy with that. So for the next couple of years, every time he saw me, he called me frost line. For the last thing, Bernice Treble and I invited Buster to participate in the Woman's Beauty Pageant fundraiser that we were putting on for Dora. It included evening wear, sportswear, and talent. Buster recruited 2 of his employees, Dennis Brothers and Luther Green, as backup singers, and proceeded to put on a very entertaining song and dance routine. Buster wanted to be Gladys Knight and the Pips, but Dennis and Luther wanted to dress up as girls also, so they became Diana Ross and the Supremes. Thanks to the performance like Buster's and Luther and Dennis, our beauty pageant was a success. We had others in the community that participated as well. But that's what I have about Buster.
I'm John Singh, the Public Works Director for the City of Orangeburg. It felt like I was in a director's meeting, just having Roger and Durwood bringing up all the things going on. I'm going to do the one thing that Buster, I know, will appreciate. One thing we used to talk about when John was administrator and we'd be planning for council meetings, typically we'd have a meeting on a Thursday, and if it was a long meeting, Buster would say, that's a 2-sandwich meeting we're going to have tonight, or whatever it was. But Buster, my part to Buster is the stories with Durwood. They grew up together. Buster played baseball at Clemson, which I'll get over that, and I've gotten over that with Buster. But one of the fondest memories that I have of Buster is when I went to his office. And in the Livingston house, you'd go up the stairs. If you were facing the Livingston house on Green Street, be the right-hand corner was his office. And he had a lot of knickknacks and doodads, and I kind of follow that same trait in my office, even to this day. But one thing I always remembered about Buster was his baseball bat from Clemson. It was in the corner of his office, and it was something that always I just enjoyed seeing and seeing about him. But the thing about it was Buster was one of these guys that had passion. I mean, what you see here is a result of Buster and his passion to see quality things for kids to do. He loved kids. I'm not going to incriminate someone else. I was kind of looking over at him, but one other thing that Buster was very good at is, believe it or not, we used to have a haunted house at the mall. And Buster was a star in that. He was AKA Ding Dong, son of King Kong. And then we had other members of Parks and Rec. And it wasn't just a Halloween type thing. It was to raise money for our pageant, for the Queen of Roses. So there was so many different things, but Buster always was thinking about the kids. What was important for the kids? We've got our community center basketball facility. We've got the spray park, this facility, I've been told, I wasn't there for that specific thing, but I was told how many times that John and Buster would get together and talk about this facility and how this facility was going to be and everything else. And it is a premier facility in the state of South Carolina, and we certainly have Buster to thank for that. But he was just a kind, loving man and someone that I looked up to, and I'm very honored to have had the time to spend with him. I'm very honored, and I shouldn't say this today, but I'm going to say it, I'm very honored to see Durwood today. I've missed seeing Durwood, and it's great to see him out. But Buster was just a great man, and to his family, you should be very, very proud of him. He was a fantastic gentleman. Thank you.
I want to thank you for those comments. Certainly, they was heartfelt comments. On behalf of our city administrator, Sidney Everin, he was unable to be here today, and the council and myself, we are representing him. His son is going to school to be a pilot, and he's in the school out there. I forgot where it is, and he's going out to be school. He's flying his first plane today over in Sumter. So he and his wife want to be over there with him to watch him fly his first plane today. That's important. And but other than that, he would be here. I want to give recognition to John Yao, our former city administrator, because certainly he had a lot to do with this park. I became mayor when they put this when they was working on this park, and John said, "Mayor, I done been out to the recreation park, my shoes dirty. I should have put on some more shoes." So he certainly walked the grounds out here. So we're certainly happy to see him today. We also happy to see Mr. Ike Hazler too. We happy to see him there here with us. And I may not have this right. I want to make sure our guest, is it Mr. Hetley? Jim Hetley. Would you raise your hand? We appreciate you being here from Aiken. And we also, the county administrator of Aiken County, Mr. Brian Sanders. He's the county administrator, so let's give them a hand. We thank y'all for being here with us. We're also happy to see Mr. Vandy Gaffney, because Vandy is one of our own, but he's definitely into sports and coaching and all of that, so we're happy to see you. And I want us to take this opportunity to ask the Buster family what they stand. We thank you all for loaning us to Buster all these years. We appreciate you. Whatever, if it's you, his daughter, grandchild, sister, brother, we thank you, because certainly he was a great man. He was quiet, but he was a giant in his own right. So we appreciate it. And lastly, I want to thank the citizens from this city, all of you that are here. We appreciate you for being here with us, because that means a lot. And I want to thank Miss Frida Summers, because she always be with us. And we just appreciate it. We can count on her. She's right here with us. And none of this could be done without city council. I always say it's we. It's no I, it's we. City council is the one that sits back and they make the rule. We make the rules. We work. We don't always agree, but we get along. We get along. We don't always, but we get along. So I really appreciate you all for your service and your talent and what you belong to this city. I know this make Buster's family feel so good that he worked so hard and we didn't forget him. So we appreciate you. At this time, we're going to ask City Council if you would come and take your position as we do the unveiling, please. Okay, we're going to count. Okay. One, two, three. We are so excited. We're going to read it to you. In memory of Marion Buster Smith, to honor his devotion to young people and his many contributions to the Orangeburg community, dedicated July 2024, Dick Horn Foundation trustees, W.E. Lewis Griffith, Bernice Tribble, Cindy Brody, Orangeburg City Council, Michael C. Butler, Mayor, Richard F. Stroman, Dr. Kalu, Jerry Hanna, Annette Dees Grievous, L. Zimmer McKitt, and Sandra Knotts. We are so happy for this stature. Jennifer, if you would get a picture of Dermot and Buster, of Dermot and the whole group, and John, yeah. Okay. Get that. We gonna move.
We gotta suck our bellies in before we get it.
Y'all come on, I want y'all to get a picture. Yeah, I did.
Okay, on three. Ready, John? One, two, three. Get one more. One, two, three.
Thank y'all so much. We want to thank all of you all for being here, and this concludes our program. Thank you so much, and let's greet each other.